Welcome to the Elevated Chat Room. It's Dwayne Malone. Right here to my right, you have your host, Lonzo Jones. Listen, tonight's episode, we're super excited and we're going to go right into it. Zoe, it's on you.
All right. Like you said, welcome to the Elevated Chat Room. Elevate your mind, elevate your life. All right, so the topic for tonight is 6 qualities of a great leader. So we ain't gonna be that long tonight. We're gonna hit you guys with these 6 qualities, give you some input, and we're gonna get out your way. All right, so the first quality that we got for a great leader is vision and clarity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it says that leaders must have a clear vision and communicate it effectively to inspire and guide their team.
Yes, sir.
So first off, you got to have the vision, okay? And then you have to relay that vision over to your team.
Mhm.
Because if you, as the president of the Rescue Me Project,
Mhm.
if you have a vision, but you never tell us, your followers, the ones on your leadership team, if you never tell us where you're trying to go, we can't help you get to that destination.
Yes.
So if there is no destination, then you're going to naturally have less effort by your team.
Yeah.
And less effort equals less accomplished.
Yeah.
So communicating your vision is almost as important as the vision. Because you will never, ever, ever accomplish those things if you don't sit down, tell us all the ins and the outs, the pros and the cons of the vision and how you plan to get there. I know, like in your own home, in your own marriage, there has to be some type of vision, some type of goal, some type of things you're shooting for in your home. Whether it's your marriage, whether it's with your kids or any relationship that you have, it's like, look, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm trying to go. And this is where you play a part in getting to this destination. And I think what makes it more powerful is when people feel like they actually have a part in the vision. If I never tell my team what the vision is, then my team don't really know how to help.
Yeah.
You may have a guy, like you said, on your team that's good at technology.
Yeah.
And all he knows is that you're trying to do A, B, and C, but you haven't told him the whole plan.
Yeah.
So he don't even feel a part of it. But all along, we didn't went out and possibly hired somebody or brought somebody in from the outside. We had somebody in the house that can get the job done. And that would have did it with more passion.
Yeah.
And would have did it a whole lot for a whole lot less too.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I love it. I love it. Integrity and ethics. Very important. Every leader, integrity builds trust and set an example for those on the team to follow.
Okay.
Very important. So, someone of integrity will not have you to do anything that is compromising what you stand for or what they stand for, if that makes sense.
That's good.
So it's very important to know to keep our integrity and to keep our ethics in place and in front in every decision that we make.
I know that as a follower, if I'm not gonna follow anybody that doesn't have high morals and high values, that doesn't it's not built on integrity and has the right morals and ethics. So if you want followers that are of a high character, then as the leader, you've got to be of high character.
Don't expect someone else to do something that you're not willing to do yourself.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're holding your team to a higher standard than what you're holding yourself. And that's not going to get you far.
Yes.
So integrity and ethics, those things right there should be a core value of not just the leader, but the whole organization or the whole team.
Agreed.
We all got to have that.
Agreed.
So when people come and they saying stuff about your leader, because people talk, no matter, you know what I'm saying, people gonna say this and say that. Like, you get negative and positive reviews at Walmart. Everybody don't like Walmart. But my experience with a certain leader is my experience. So if you come to me, you telling me something about my guy here, I'm like, well, bro, that's not the Dwayne that I know.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So like, the relationship that we have is built off of the integrity and off of the ethics. And I'm a true believer too that if you are a person at home, 9 times out of 10, you're the same type of person outside of your home, unless you like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type person. Like, I'm not gonna be this loving and sweet and caring and serving type of person at home, and then leave my home and be a totally different person. You see what I'm saying? So the same integrity that you have at home, it also has to be with you when you get out in the streets.
So someone may be wondering, what is integrity?
Okay.
What is integrity?
So integrity is doing what's right, whether somebody is watching or not. Integrity is being who you say you are, a person of high character, high morals, and high values, a person that's very trustworthy, no matter the situation. Yeah. Like, some people are trustworthy in certain situations, but when you are a person of integrity, that means that most people that have encountered you, they will all agree on the same thing when it comes to your character. When somebody's built on integrity, they solid throughout. It's kind of hard. They just come off as, like, when you really get to know, like, man, this dude right here, like, he legit, he's solid. It's like, because like I said, man, and it's not that you think you're better than anybody else. You just know, like, at my core, I'm set. This is my standard, and I'm going to stand on it. And everybody else, they kind of pick that vibe up off of you when they're around you. And either it's going to draw the right people, but it will also push away the wrong people, because they cannot stand to be that close to you, knowing that you are that type of person. Because sooner or later, it's going to fall on them. They're going to start feeling this kind of way. So
it will reveal their flaws.
Yeah. So that's integrity and ethics. That was point number 2. All right, here we go. Number 3 on our list, and like I said, they're not in no particular order. They're not in no particular order.
Number 3 on our list, they're not in particular order.
Hey, well, I'm just saying we got them numbered, but
yes, sir,
one ain't more important than the other one. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But number 3, it says empathy and emotional intelligence. Understanding and empathizing with team members fosters a supportive, collaborative environment. So empathy is simply putting yourself in the other person's position or in the other person's shoes.
Yes, sir.
Emotional intelligence is knowing when and how to react to certain situations. Because if your emotions are not in line, it's going to be hard for you to handle being in leadership.
Yes, sir.
Because there are going to be times where you're going to be mad, you're going to be upset, you're going to be frustrated. It's going to be times where everything is at a high. Yeah. So being emotional intelligent, you almost have to have that evenness about yourself. I never get too high, but I never get too low. I never think I made it, and I'm never at my wit's end.
Yes, sir.
So, but you have to tap into your emotions, though. And I think that's a lot of times as leaders, especially men, we don't want to tap into those different emotions and feel them, and then learn how to push through them and learn how to react to them, because it's gonna happen. And so, but like I said, empathy is also important. Like I said, man, you got somebody on your team that they're going through something. And they can't make it, or they got to call in, or they're not showing up like they used to. Don't just assume.
Yeah.
You know, you need to talk to them and say, hey, what's going on with you?
Yes, sir.
And then you're going to, the more you know about somebody, the easier it is to show empathy. And then life sometimes, man, will cause you to go through things.
Yes, sir.
And those things you go through will build that empathy in you, even though you didn't want it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when somebody's sick, or somebody's dealing with the loss of a loved one, or somebody gets killed, it's like, bro, I done been through some of those things, so I understand now. It's at a different level. Yes. But prior to that, you may have kind of just, you know what I'm saying, brushed it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how I see empathy and emotional intelligence. I would say too, man, like with these leadership qualities, once you possess them yourself as a leader, it's very important to also teach your team these things. Teaching your team how to show empathy and how to be emotional intelligent, that puts them at a higher level than most followers.
Yes, sir.
So, like I said, man, like I'm big on that. I'm big on, like, even though I'm like, I'll call you out on your stuff, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I understand, but I didn't got to the point now where it's, look, like,
yes, sir,
bro, like, okay, we got the excuse, but now what?
Yeah.
Okay, so
what you gonna do about it?
Right. I understand daddy went in your life and stuff was hard, blah, but now what?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, let's not use our past as a crutch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show empathy.
Yeah.
But also I want you to, hey, let's step it up.
Yeah.
Let's embrace those emotions.
Yeah.
And let's move forward with it. What you laughing at?
I was just sitting there thinking about the juvenile detention center. And you was like, look, y'all might as well quit with all the excuses. You remember? So
yeah.
And I just thought about that when you said that, because when you're really trying to be different and do different, you're gonna spend less time on trying to figure out why things won't work, and you're gonna spend more time on how it can and why it can work.
That's spot on, because it takes us back to Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
When one of the kids kept asking questions, but the questions was, what if it don't? What if it won't? You know what I'm saying? But I was like, what if it does? Let's stop saying the what if from a negative aspect and switch it to the what if on a positive aspect. Because you're already in the worst possible situations you can possibly be in right now. You already, in juvenile detention. So this is about the worst it can get. So let's try something new. What if you just take one thing that we've taught you today about changing your mind?
True, because everything you've been doing has given you the wrong results.
So you might as well try something else.
What are you going to lose by trying something different from someone that's standing in front of you that told you what worked for them, and you see the results of that?
Yeah.
So,
but it goes back to them having a desire to want to change.
Yes, sir.
Like if they don't have that desire to actually want to change, they're not going to put forth effort.
Yeah.
And if you never put forth effort, you're never going to change your attitude. And if you never change your attitude, you can never change your altitude.
That's good.
So, and it's just that simple when you break it down.
Yeah.
Like those three things is going to equal your level of your altitude. But we try to make it so complex. Like, no, real, like, let's start with something simple. What are you reading? What are you watching? And who and what are you listening to? And we can build from there.
That's good.
But let's hit them with number 4.
I love it. Number 4, adaptability and resilience. Leaders must adapt to change and stay resilient, helping the team to navigate through challenges. So every leader should be able to adapt to whatever environment that they get into.
Come on.
Because I'm telling you, like we just mentioned earlier, life will happen. Life will create obstacles, like things will occur, and it's going to showcase the type of leader that you are.
You're going to have different personalities around you, on your team, on your leadership, in your organization, your church, whatever you're doing, you're going to have different personalities. So when I'm thinking of adaptability in another segment, you've got to adapt to the different personalities. Like as a basketball coach, or as baseball, any sport that I'm coaching, I know that I cannot coach all these kids the same. I have to adapt to their skill level and to their personalities. I also have to adapt to the type of parents they have. You know what I'm saying? Like some parents come up and tell me like, look, coach my son like he's your son. I was like, have you seen me coach my son? You know what I'm saying? For real? She was like, yes, I want you to coach him hard. I was like, well, got you. But I still don't coach them nowhere near as hard as my kids, because they can't handle that. That's like my boys get it.
That's because, and also because you've built up years, all their life, you built up that much love for them. So at the end of the day, they know the core.
Yes.
They know the core. Versus another kid that you're coaching and so on, and you talking to him like that or her like that.
Yeah.
They could receive it a little different, even though mom or dad have gave you permission to do that, but it's something about their core.
Yes.
So leaders, it's important to build a core with your team.
And that's on in anything that you're heading. You have to build a relationship with each person individually. Like I'm sorry, if you managing 40, 50 people, you own a business, listen, you got to know something about all of them. Because when it comes down to it, they'll understand your heart, your motives, how you move. They'll understand who you are, your character. And then when life hits, they'll be ready to adapt with you. Because it's not all about just the leader being able to adapt. Because once they see the leader adapt, guess what? It trickles down. Like when I get an email from my boss, because he got something from his boss that came from his boss, he's like, look, this is what come down the chain. We got to make this change. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? They've already adapted. Now they putting it on us as well. So everybody is adapting and being resilient together. And that's what makes a team more powerful. And also, you only have to adapt most of the time when it comes to challenges. So you have to be willing to face those challenges and make those changes, which is, in other words, you're adapting. And being resilient is just simply saying, look, life gonna hit you. How are you gonna respond? Life is like a fight. I always tell the kids this: life is like a fight.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna hit you. Sooner or later, life gonna hit you. It's gonna knock your tail down on the mat of life. And you got an option. Do you stay down for the 10 count and lose the battle? Or do you get up before the 10 count? You can get up on the 1 count or the 9.5. But as long as you get back up into this fight, you got a chance to win. You got a chance to beat this thing.
That's good.
So that's how we look at things as far as being adaptable and resilient. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to possess these things if you want to be not a good leader, but a great leader. It's a difference. Okay. All right. Number 5. It's on me, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Effective communication.
Say it one more time. That was it didn't hear you.
Effective communication. Okay. Leaders clearly communicate vision, expectations, and feedback. They are fostering transparency and trust. Mm-hmm. This right here this almost sums up everything.
Yes.
Not just communicating, but effective communication. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like even when I'm talking to my team or my wife, well, most of the time when I'm talking to my kids that I'm coaching, I was like, do you understand what I just said? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I can't hear you. Do you understand what yes, sir. Okay, I gotta know, like, we're not finna go to the next drill, or I'm not finna implement this drill if you don't understand what I've just said. So I got to make sure that I'm communicating effectively, right? Mm-hmm. And then it says I got to be clear and I got to communicate the vision. Okay, why are we doing this? Because think about it. No matter who you are on what level or what team, marriage, whatever you're doing, you always, in the back of your mind, you always want to know, why are we doing this though? Because it don't make sense to some people because they don't understand the end goal. Yeah. But if I communicate the end goal.
That's the buy-in.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, even like when I'm teaching kids the offense in football, I'm talking like 8-year-olds right now. So I'm not just going to throw them into the game and say, run this play. Mm-hmm. We're going to go over here at practice and we're going to run this play, just the backs, the running back, the quarterback. Mm-hmm. We're going to run these plays in a drill separate from everybody else until you know what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, look, the same thing we're doing here, we're going to do in the game. We're just going to have the linemen.
Yes, sir.
We're just going to add the lineman. You're going to be doing it against the defense. But we break it down. I do it with just the skill guys. Then I add the lineman. Then we add the defense. I don't just put them out there on game day and say, hey, go run this play.
Yeah.
So you can't do that with your team. Like if you're trying to get your team to win on game day, you have got to prepare them in every phase of the game for game day.
And you cannot assume that they know.
Hey, that's good. And that you can't even assume if they've been there, if they've been on the team for years. You still have to teach them as if they're new. Now, someone will tell you like, well, coach, you ain't got to dumb it down that much, but you got to get to their level. So you got to communicate the vision. You got to set expectations. Okay. If you don't have expectations in your home or in your team, then don't be mad when they don't live up to those unspoken expectations.
Yeah.
You can't expect anything if you haven't set expectations. Come on now. You get out there on game day and you say, well, man, you should have did this, and that. But coach, you never told me. Mm-hmm. You never set this as a goal. Yeah. It was never even a part of the plan.
Yeah.
So with the Rescue Me project, if you don't sit us down every now and then say, hey, y'all, this is what the goal is for this year.
Yeah.
This is what the vision is for this year. Or this is where I see us in 5 years. Yes, or this is what I want to do for the event that we got coming up.
Yes,
bro, we don't know. And you can't assume that we know.
And then I can't hold anyone accountable.
Come on.
You can't hold anyone accountable to something you never exposed them to.
This is just a whole nother story. I saw that the number one reason why marriages end in divorce is not because of cheating, not because of like chores, none of that. It was unspoken expectations. So a marriage dies due to the fact that one or the other or both people have expectations that they ain't told their partner, but in their mind, they're making you live up to it. Yep. Think about that.
They're giving hints and so on instead of being straight.
Right. So either way, it's unspoken. And then you got feedback. Now, this is one that I think prideful leaders don't really receive well. They don't want no feedback because they don't want to see their flaws. They don't want to see that they made a mistake. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to really go where you're trying to go and be a great leader, you have to receive feedback. And when you receive feedback, it also brings in that trust, and it also brings in the fact that now they feel like they really are a part of a team because they can go to you and tell you something, give you feedback, and you take it because you're humble and you implement it if it's something that's going to help the team. And you got to foster transparency and trust. That's self-explanatory in itself. If I can't trust you, then I'm not going to follow you.
That's very important too, what you just said, to have your team and to be able to listen to feedback and take feedback. Like, don't never be in a place just because you're in leadership or you're in a certain role that you cannot hear or listen to what someone else is saying that you're leading.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like someone that's really trying to be effective, as we were speaking about earlier, and to really make an impact in what you're doing, you are open to hearing what someone else's point of view and so on, because you don't have it all.
Right.
You don't have it all. And so, and I do believe that everyone has a gift. And I feel like every leader should be able to see or to appreciate the gift of those that they're leading. And so I think it's important. So here's a quote. It says, personal development occurs when you choose accountability over excuses.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that there's a something I say quite often is either you're gonna have excuses or results. You can't have both. Yeah. So as we're growing, a leader, and this is not even on the list, but a leader don't come up with excuses. Yeah. Like, come on now. Like, as a leader, like, bro, you can't just be sitting back there every time somebody say something to you or every time something don't go your way, you got an excuse for it. No. It happened. Ain't nobody tripping that it happened, but you in your mind. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But we ain't tripping. Look, let's learn from this. Yes. Let's grow from this, yes, and let's move on.
Yes, sir. That's what I was speaking about earlier, though. So even like leaders make mistakes.
Yes.
Leaders fail sometimes.
Yes, sir.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even in those moments, you can still lead by showing others when you fall, when you make a mistake. How do I get back up?
Come on.
How do I correct it? How do I allow this moment to teach not just me, but those that may be struggling in the same areas or have failed in a similar way? How can I help them through this?
And see, that's another thing. Yeah. Going back to our point number 3 on this list, empathy. Okay. So if they're making mistakes and they're human,
yes, sir,
as the leader, you're going to make mistakes too. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't show them empathy, don't be mad. Mm-hmm. When they don't show you empathy. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. You gotta create that, mm-hmm, that atmosphere. You gotta create that culture yes, within your organization.
Yes, sir.
Because like, bro, like even in marriage, yeah, like that's why I don't trip on my wife. Like, when she make a mistake, look, okay, we good, whatever. Like, it's whatever. Like, I just do better.
Yes, sir.
Because guess what? When I drop the ball, I don't want you tripping on me.
Be the same grace.
That's it. But now it don't always work like that. But that's another episode.
Yeah, like the one that will be coming up soon.
Right. Yes, okay. Let's go ahead and hit them with the last point.
So the next point would be empowerment and delegation. Trusting others with responsibilities strengthens the team and enhances overall effectiveness. Yeah. So listen, if you can't trust those that are on your team, why are they on it?
Come on, bro.
Listen, so like, why are they on it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good LeBron is.
Come on. Can't do it by himself.
Listen, if the other players are not on the court with him, you'll never get to see how good he is. Like, he can't win the game by himself.
He can't.
He cannot win the game by himself. It doesn't matter. So that's what I'm saying. So we all are one team. We're one team. And so I think, and that's how division is created a lot of times on teams, is because we're all trying to go separate ways and do different things and so on. So I think it's important, like I said earlier, is that we are empowering our team constantly, giving clear direction, but also being able to delegate. When I delegate to different people, do you know what it feel like? I know what it feel like when someone delegate me to do something under someone else's leadership, I guess you could say. It lets me know that they trust me.
Come on.
It lets me know that they appreciate me and they believe in me.
Yeah.
And they see something in me, even if I don't even see it in myself. But not only that, I'll delegate, but then I also let you know I'm here for you if you need me to help you work through it, or if you got any questions, so on. So being available as well. But I will say this to those that may be following, is be teachable, be coachable, be approachable. And let me
That's
just
good
say
stuff,
that.
bro. No, that's good.
Say that.
I mean, empowerment and delegation is. I know delegation is really really important. As far as not stressing yourself out as a leader.
Yes, sir.
Because if you're the only person you feel like that can handle everything, your hand got to be in everything. Sooner or later, you're gonna have a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, it causes all kind of sickness and everything to go on in your body because you're literally trying to do the job of 10 plus people.
Yes, sir.
Instead of just trusting them to get the job done. And listen. If you don't explain to them the exact way to do it, don't be mad if they do it in a different way, but they still get the same results. Mm-hmm. You got to be willing. You know what I'm saying? Like if my wife is helping me cook, and let's say we're cooking breakfast in the morning,
yes, sir,
and she's doing the bacon and the sausage and let's say the pancakes, mm-hmm. but she cooking the sausage different. She cut the sausage different when I cut it. Yeah. Or she, you know what I'm saying? She ain't
get on
have the bacon, yeah. But it's like she helping. Yeah. Like I delegated it to her, let her do it. Boom, yeah. And the bacon cooked, the sausage cooked. Pancakes cooked. We all eat. So it doesn't matter if she didn't whip the batter up like I whip it. She ain't put it in the same type of bowl that I put it. Like, this is a cook.
Come through.
So same way with your organization.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you don't tell somebody the exact way to do it, don't be in your feelings. Yeah. You know, when they're doing it in a different way. Yeah. Learn to delegate. Yep. Now.
And don't just assume.
That's true. Don't just assume. But now if they start to mess it up after the fact. So if I give you an assignment, ooh, yeah, and you mess it up, mm-hmm, then on the back end, I'll come back and we'll have a conversation. Uh-huh. But I'm going to let you, like, look, I gave it to you. I trust you. I believe you can do it. Go handle it. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing when it comes to delegating. Yeah. What you got?
I would just say, too, if we're all on a basketball team together and every time I throw you the ball, you drop it, someone steal it, the whole team is hurting.
Yes.
Sooner or later, I'm not going to throw you the ball no more.
There you go.
Because you've broken the trust of me knowing that you're going to execute what I've thrown at you. So that's important. But I will say too, I just thought about what I was going to say earlier when we were talking about effective communication and trust and feedback and expectations and all these things. Yeah. And it was something that you said. I don't remember what it was, but I think one of the reasons why I always communicate to the team as far as our board and things like that. Another benefit from it is, so I don't want to feel like I got to take the hit to myself. You know what I'm saying? We make the decision that you got what I'm saying? We make the decision together and we get the feedback because I know at least if I communicated that and something doesn't go the way that we all thought it was going to go, you. We all are going to try to help get through it together.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
That's pretty much it, though.
That's good. Yeah, man, like I said, 6 qualities of a great leader, not just a good leader, but a great leader. So take some of these things and start implementing them. You may not be able to do all of them at one time. Just take 1 or 2 and just start adding into your daily habits, how you respond and how you react to the people that you're helping, to the people you're serving, and to the people that's following you. And I promise you, they'll start to see a change in your leadership style and your leadership qualities, and you'll be on your way to becoming a great leader.
Yes, sir. You
can close us out.
That's it. Listen, thank you again for tuning into another episode of the Elevated Chat Room. Elevate your mind, elevate your life. Till next time.
All right, we out.
Peace.